talking about love and religion today on Kababayan LA. When love becomes difficult because religions are different or expectations from parents. Ruben is Puerto Rican. He wrote us a letter because he's dating a Filipina whose parents don't quite approve of him because of factors. He's divorced with 2 kids. He's not Catholic, and he's Puerto Rican, and apparently parents also have prejudices about the race. Father Rudel gave advice to Ruben earlier, which is, to understand also where the parents are coming from. Do you understand where the parents are coming from?
Absolutely. I think the main reason that I do understand is I have a daughter of my own. And so I respect her father's opinions. I respect his views, and like I said, I understand where he's coming from, because even for myself, it's hard to see your little girl. You just want the best for her.
Right.
And I understand him.
And one person that I think can also give Ruben advice is Pastor Benny Lagos. You've seen him before on the show. We've actually talked about dating, relationships, marriage, also here on Kababayan LA. But Pastor Benny also has a similar situation. What happened? What is your story?
Mine was kind of the reverse. I grew up a Catholic my whole life, and the whole tradition, history of Filipinos being Catholics. And then I met a Caucasian woman who was a Christian. And so we started dating, and she said the comment of, Benny, I'll date you, but I would not marry you unless you became a Christian. So that started the inner struggle in me, because I'm going against everything I've ever known as a Filipino and as a Catholic. And so I started asking the hard questions, what the differences are. So I went and sought the counsel of priests, of pastors, but most of all, really, I asked God, prove yourself to me. Prove yourself to me.
So when he did that, when God proved himself to you, that's when you decided to convert. So it's not really because of her.
Correct.
So you converted because of your relationship with God.
It started, she opened the door for me, but she allowed me to walk through as far as I wanted to. And you're exactly right. It was my relationship with Christ that made me realize she is a gift for me.
And the relationship, the marriage was strong until her death.
That is correct. For 19 years, had it not been for our faith, we would have probably gone several ways, through our 19-year relationship. But because of the faith, it's what kept it together.
And so, Father, faith is really important in couples, especially in a marriage.
Yeah, it is very important for the sake of harmony. That every party will do everything possible to bring love and harmony in the family, to keep it. It's that sometimes when it comes to religious beliefs, that's when the problem comes in. So as I said, the church doesn't have an issue with regards to you marrying a Catholic woman. She has to seek the permission of the bishop to marry you, and the bishop will allow it. And our marriage in a Catholic church, with a Catholic form, will become valid.
So even though he was previously divorced,
well,
he was previously married.
If that second marriage has to be annulled.
Annulled. So the second marriage has to be annulled, but then at the same time, the Catholic Church doesn't have a problem with you not converting, because you can keep your religion as long as you get married in a Catholic church. But it sounds to me that it's all tradition.
Well, I think we always have to understand about family and faith. So in the Catholic side, we want to make sure that the Catholic party, the Catholic person, will do everything in his or her power to practice her faith, and also to raise her children Catholic.
Right. I think it's not just about practicing faith, no, Pastor Benny, because how old were you when you made that decision? Because how old are you, Ruben?
31.
31. How old is she?
28.
They are also already of age.
Yes.
You had problems with your family as well. How did you resist that pressure?
Well, it was very, very difficult because I was young. I was 21 years old.
Oh,
so
wow.
the challenges in my relationship was she was 9 years my senior, right?
Okay.
So, and she was Caucasian, non-Catholic, and she had divorce in her family, although she's never been married.
Okay.
So everything about that, was just difficult. And And my parents, I understood their perspective because the bottom line, they wanted to protect their child.
Right.
And plus, I was going to be the first one to be married of my 3 siblings.
Right.
So, and I was young. So all of that. How I resisted it, I turned to the Lord. I had to turn to the Lord because I had voices from many different sides saying you should, you shouldn't. So you should, you shouldn't.
Right.
And therein lies the wisdom that you need to have and really hear from the Lord.
And I think also in a way you have been fighting quite, aggressively because you've been together 2 years now.
Yes.
It's just reached a point where do you move forward still or do you just let it go?
Right.
Do you want to move forward or do you want to let it go?
Oh no, absolutely. I feel like, this would probably take 2 or 3 shows to explain my entire life, what I've gone through. And I was in a really, really horrible marriage. Now we're great friends. And my ex-wife and children love, my girlfriend now. I feel like after all that time and the pain that I've gone through, I was blessed with this queen. She's an angel, and I'm heartbroken that I wouldn't be able to have that opportunity. I would love to go further and,
Okay, yes or no? Would she want to move on?
Right now, yes,
Okay.
but it's still a little shaky because of everything going on, and I understand the pressure at home. But
That's
so far, she's still here.
Well, I'm hoping that you're getting bits and pieces of advice from Father Odell and Pastor Benny here. We're going to let you go, but you're going to sing. He's going to sing for us. He actually wrote a song for his girl that he will be performing in just a little while. But also, when we return, we'll have Gail back to talk about, the science behind all this. Don't go away.